It was a quick 3-day span that saw the Cats open SEC play at 2-0. Welcome into the show, Christy Thomas alongside Coach Mitchell. Coach, it was a tough turnaround for your team, but you got a good SEC win on the road and then your home opener.
A great opening to the SEC schedule, Christy. You know, it's hard to win games in this league, and to be able to go on the road and beat a tough Alabama team. They sure were tough on Friday afternoon, and then come back home and go against our good friend Matt Insel and Ole Miss, and that was a real tough game. So 2 tough games, but 2 wins, so we're happy.
No doubt. Well, let's take a look at some of those highlights from Tuscaloosa, and you can tell us what was going on here. The Lexus Jennings had a big game.
She had a big game. Great job offensively, really productive during her time. We struggled in the first half just with energy, Christy. It was just a real slow start for us, and I thought Alabama really kind of took it to us early in the game and down 8 at halftime, but Michaela, that's a good play there. And then we got our defense cranked up in the second half, Christy, and really started making some things happen. There's Lene, who had a great opening weekend in the SEC, but we turned it around with a huge run in the second half. Jennifer O'Neill right there driving to the basket, and that's a place that we started attacking that logo area and got a good 12-point victory over Alabama. And then I tell you what, Sunday afternoon, Ole Miss came to play. Matt Insel had their team ready to go, and that's a great and-one play by Alexis Jennings in the second half. We were struggling to score in this one, and finally in the latter part of the second half, we came alive, and that was a big 3-point shot by Jen, and those were back-to-back plays right there. Another and-one play for Janae, and in 2 possessions we were able to close a 6-point deficit and then took the lead in the next possession with Michaela making a jump shot there. She struggled from the floor but did a good job. But I tell you what, that young lady right there, Janae Thompson, really carried the mail for us and brought us home, and this was the go-ahead basket. That's an unbelievable play off of a high ball screen there. So Janae had a terrific day defensively, and then there's Lene Harper with 2 big steals late, 4 steals on the day, and we were able to create 20 turnovers, and we just had a fantastic, gutsy win against a real tough Ole Miss team, and Matt's done a great job and has their program progressing. So we were very fortunate to win and happy to be 2-0.
No question. Well, she's a long way from home, but she feels right at home on Coach Mitchell's 30-second shot clock.
The 30-second shot clock is brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air.
30-second shot clock this week. Welcome in, everybody. This is an exciting 30-second shot clock because the person we're featuring has traveled all the way from Bratislava, Slovakia. She is a junior, and her name is Ivana Jakobsova.
Hello.
How are you doing? Say hello to America.
Hi, I'm doing great. How about you, Coach?
I'm doing fantastic. Are you having a good time at Kentucky?
I'm loving it here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Some nice people.
They're really
Who would you say is the nicest person you've met so far?
I mean, of course, it would be Coach Mitchell.
Oh, good. We're off to a smashing start on the 30-second shot clock. Good job, Ivana. Now, some differences here in America compared to Slovakia. Language is different.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Is food different?
Very different.
So if you were in Bratislava with your family, your mom, does she have some good dishes?
Yes.
Can you describe them for us?
Well, my mom, she really loves to cook, and I usually just eat my mom's food. I don't really go out to eat. I love my mom's home-cooked food.
There's no need for it, right?
True.
There's no need for it because your mom is such a good cook.
True.
Let's try some phrases that you might hear at practice, and I'll say them in English, and then you say them in Slovakian.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, Ivana, one thing that I'm always saying is box out.
Odstavuj.
Odstavuj! I love that. What about run?
Uciekaj.
Uciekaj?
Uciekaj.
Uciekaj.
Something like that, yeah.
Do people scream like I scream in Slovakia?
No. Sometimes.
Sometimes, but not often. But I'm screaming a lot. Right?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we're so glad you're at Kentucky. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think we all know a little bit more Slovakian than we knew before we started this 30-second shot clock. So, Ivana Jakobsova, I'm Coach Mitchell. It's 30-second shot clock.
So Ivana's had to battle a little bit of injury.
Yeah, we just really admire Ivana for coming so far from home, and her parents were just in town, and that was a great thing for her. But she's had a stress fracture in her leg, and we're trying to rehabilitate that. So it looks like she may be on track for a red shirt this season, which won't hurt her, and we'll be able to work with her. But she's made some good progress. I just hate that the injury happened. But as soon as she gets healthy, I think she's going to make a good contribution. We think a lot of her.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to that. Well, coming up, Papaw finally came through for Michaela on this week's Guitar Tip. That's coming up next.
The Matthew Mitchell Show is presented by Fayette Heating and Air and is brought to you by Central Bank, Commonwealth Credit Union, Kennedy's Wildcat Den, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, and by Kroger.
Open 8. Well, come in, everybody. It's another edition of Guitar Tip of the Week. I'm joined by the Marion County Mafia, Michaela Epps and Cliven Rogers. Check it out. It's our second show of the new year, so I think it's about time for a little bit of whoop. Or should I go whoop? Or should I just go whoop? Which one? Which one do you want?
The second whoop.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. All right. It's a very sad situation here, but Michaela, well, let's talk about the good news first, Michaela. What are you holding there?
Holding me a guitar.
Got you a guitar. Papaw finally came through.
Yeah, he did.
They've had big plans for Michaela back when she was a youngster. Wanted you to be a country music star.
Yep.
And they just had to settle with a basketball star, I guess, didn't they?
Yep, they like it though.
But let's talk about the bad news. Good news is we have a guitar for all three of us now. Bad news is Michaela doesn't know how old Jameson is, her brother. Her mother had to write in. And God bless you, Angela, so sorry. And you said Jameson's 11 and he's 13. What's the problem?
Just had a memory lapse.
Cliven, what's wrong with her?
I don't know.
It's time for Ask Cliven. The question this week is from Jackie from Campbellsville. Cliven, who was your favorite PE teacher growing up? Yes or no?
No.
On to the shout-outs. To Luther in Anchorage, Alaska. To Johnny and Arlene Johnson, two of my favorite people in the world from Louisville, Mississippi. To UK Hoops #1 fan, Kendall Hacker of London, Kentucky. Epps, take it away.
To Tina and Hazel from Cynthiana, Kentucky. To Robin and Mark Hopkins of Lexington, Kentucky. And to Turtle Man, Ernie Brown, and Squirrel, who both live deep in the backwoods of Marion County.
What do I think Squirrel got for Christmas? You think Santa brought Squirrel anything? Could Santa even find deep in the backwoods of Marion County? Squirrel tail hat?
I want to say he got some camouflage.
Oh, a squirrel tail hat. I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, Cliven, take it away, Cliven.
Shout out to Diana and Joel of Nashville.
Is it Welt or Welty? What are we saying?
Welty.
Let's go with Welty, all right.
Welty. Maysville, Kentucky, who misses the young one, but loving this year's new crew as well. And to everybody's favorite uncle and Aunt Kay in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Well, what is everybody's favorite uncle's name?
Bobby.
There you go. Everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Bobby. We're going to send out 2 T-shirts this week. One's going to go to Tina and Hazel. Well, that's 2 there. And then also to Jackie in Campbellsville, who was really your favorite. Miss Jackie Thomas, she was your favorite PE teacher.
Yes.
Yes, she was. You see that Facebook page right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you want a shout out and to get one of these nice T-shirts, just write in and we'll give it to you. And that's the Guitar Tip of the Week.
It's no accident that the Cats finished the fall semester with the highest grade point average in the Matthew Mitchell era. Coming up, Bria will introduce you to someone who's instrumental in that success.
Hey Big Blue Nation, it's Behind the Blue with Bria, and I'm here in our CAT Center, which is the Center for Academic and Tutorial Services. This is like our second home. We come in here and we go to tutoring sessions, we get our homework done, we study for tests. This is a great place to be. I'm here with our academic counselor, Tiffany Hayden. Tiffany, could you please tell us, what do you do?
I work with women's basketball, and I help you all with tutoring sessions. I help schedule classes. I make sure that you are staying eligible by make sure you're meeting progress towards the degree. I work with the coaching staff to make sure that we're scheduling classes around your practice times, and then I also challenge you all to make sure you're staying on top of your work.
Okay, well, she has a pretty big role in our team. Tiff, could you give us a tour?
Absolutely.
Thanks. So Tiffany, where are we right now?
We are actually in the computer lab, and this is where all of our student athletes can come and they can work on their papers. They print for free on campus. There's a charge, so here all of our student athletes can come in here and work on papers. We're open until 10 o'clock at night, so they can spend as much time as they need to get their homework done.
So our next stop is the quiet study room. This is a room that I personally spend a lot of time in. I have to get 6 hours a week just in this room. We come in, we sign in at the computer. They give us a card. I usually go to a computer or I go to a study table where I look through my index cards or go over my notes or do anything possible to get ready for the next class. Like I said, I spend a lot of time in this room and it's very near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna miss it. So Tiffany, we're sitting in the tutor room. Could you tell us a little bit about this room?
Absolutely. This is one of 25 tutor rooms that we have in CATS. Tutors are scheduled automatically. We're proactive, so we don't wait for students to struggle. We actually schedule them within 2 weeks of the first semester. You will get a tutor schedule. We have an unlimited tutoring budget, so if you need a tutor session and I haven't scheduled you one, you could come see me and we would work to schedule a tutor. Usually at least 2 tutors per week per subject is what we try to do. And then, like I said, if you need additional help, you could come see me.
Well, we have some really good tutors in this building, so they do a really good job with the student athletes. We're so fortunate to have some of the things here at the University of Kentucky, and the CAT Center is definitely one of those things. We are really fortunate to take advantage of our opportunities here and go in here and do our homework and get things done. That's why we've been so successful last semester with the highest GPA under the Matthew Mitchell era with a 3.335. We're going to continue working on and off the court, and that's Behind the Blue with Bria.
With Coach Mitchell running late, Jenna and Sailor decide to take over the kitchen. See what the girls are cooking up next.
Newtown Crossing. The townhomes at Newtown Crossing and Royal Lexington are designed with UK students in mind. Visit LexingtonStudentHousing.com to apply online. Brought to you by McGee's Bakery in downtown Lexington since 1956.
Welcome in, everybody!
That was so good, Sailor. Well, Coach Mitchell's running a little behind, but the good news is everyone can finally hear a recipe. So we are doing, since it's January, we're going into the new year with healthy snacks, right, Sailor?
Yes.
Do you know what this is?
These are what you eat, like broccoli, and this is...
Okay, these are Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, which cauliflower is like white broccoli. But we're going to be roasting these today, so we're going to sprinkle olive oil. Does that look good?
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're going to just move them around with our hands.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that. Do you have clean hands? Yeah. Yeah, okay, now take the salt and just go like this all the way around, okay? And I'll do the pepper. And you're going to roast these in the oven, 400 degrees for about 20, that's probably good on the salt. Good job, Sailor. For about 20 minutes. And they're great snacks. You just keep them in the fridge, and then whenever you're hungry, instead of going for the potato chips, you can go for these. Welcome back, everybody. We've taken the cauliflower and Brussels sprouts out of the oven.
Okay, I'm back. I'm home. I'm home.
We're busted.
What's going on?
Well,
I just rushed home so I could do the coaches. Who is this?
this is Sailor. Tell them your name.
Who are you? Sailor?
Yeah.
What are you? Is this now Sailor's
Well,
kitchen?
you took a little long to get home, and we've got stuff to do. So
So
now
what-
we are.
What have we done here? What have we got going?
So we're getting into the new year in January with a healthy start, and we're doing roasted cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. And we've roasted them in the oven, and now we're just putting on the finishing touches.
Well, who said welcome
the
in, everybody,
fan-
and welcome to the...
Sailor did.
Sailor did,
Yes.
huh?
And the fans are ecstatic because this is the first recipe they've actually been able to hear.
Oh, so funny. That's really funny. Well, what step are we on right now?
Well, now Sailor's going to sprinkle some truffle salt. Good job, Sailor.
Now, what is truffle salt? What is that?
That was excellent. So truffle is a fungus.
What?
Yeah, and it's called the diamond of the kitchen. And they're like little black balls, and there's white truffle and black truffle.
We're putting fungus on the. We're putting fungus on here.
Well, it's.
Does that sound tasty
really
to you folks
I
out
promise people. It tastes very rich and flavorful.
Oh my goodness! So
although we might need to mix that around a little.
We have Brussels sprouts and cauliflower with fungus on it. And that was your and Sailor's idea of a good segment on the Coach's Kitchen. Did you tell everyone that the Coach's Kitchen is brought to you by McGee's Bakery?
We're just about to get to that, right, Sailor?
Oh my goodness. It's brought to you by McGee's Bakery, our good friends. And we're so glad that
do you want to sing a little?
McGee's Bakery sponsors the segment. So what am I doing now?
Now you're just going to scoop it into a bowl, and it can be...
Is this like a dinner, or where's the meat, or is this just a side dish?
It's a side dish, but I make this all the time because it's a great snack. And see how the cauliflower's a little charred like that?
Right.
That's where
Does that mean it's burned?
No, that means that the sugars have become caramelized in the vegetable, and that's where really all the flavor is.
Oh my gosh, you guys really have gone off the rails with all this technical jargon this week. No one's really concerned about that. But now we're talking about the sugars have done, what, they've calcified, or what have they done?
Caramelized.
Oh, caramelized.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that
and
is so
cauliflower,
interesting.
it's so simple, but it's so yummy. It's one of my favorite snacks. Do you want to try?
You want to try it, Sailor? You want a little try? Oh, we've gotten real shy. I guess you're opening up the segment now and putting on a show, and now we're a little meek. But I'm not the coach. The coach is great.
Just a little late, but that's okay.
You've done it again, Sailor. You've really put on a good show this week, Sailor Rose. Sailor Rose, do you see that Facebook page? No, you don't. Write into us, interact with us, let us know whether you approve of us having our child on television or not. It's her mother's idea, not mine. So any letters of complaint, write them into Jenna. And Jenna, what are we going to tell the good folks out there?
We'll see you next week.
Coach Mitchell's teams are known for their intense defense. Coming up, he'll show you where it all starts. The tip of the week is next.
UK Athletics would like to thank our official Cornerstone partners, Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics, and Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment. The tip of the week is brought to you by Window World, the preferred window installers of the Big Blue Nation.
Coach's tip of the week. Welcome in, everybody. It's the time of the show where we help our younger viewers become better players. I am joined by freshmen from the G-Borough in Tennessee, Gainesboro, Tennessee. JC Coe, how you doing? Doing great. We're going to start a defensive series and how important it is for you to make a contribution on the defensive end of the floor. And it all starts with one word, and that's our stance. Before we do anything else, before we think about moving or going anywhere on the defensive end of the floor, we need to think about our stance. And so we're going to show you right now, and the first thing that we do for a good stance is a nice solid base. So JC wants to be about shoulder width apart with her feet, and now she wants to get ready to really sit down and get down. And one thing that helps, you can stand up, one thing that we try to get her to imagine is there's a chair right here, and we work on this all the time, of where she's just not sitting in the chair, but she's hovering right above the chair, and that gets her in a good stance. So let's get down, and I want you to notice, everybody's body is built a little bit different, but what JC's trying to do is she's trying to get her hips as low as possible, and she's trying to get parallel to the floor. All right, you can stand up. Now the next thing that you want to do is you got to make sure, what am I going to do with my arms when I'm in my stance? I want to be able to get my arm in proper position. So one thing that we try to do is once we sit down, we try to get one hand high that can affect the vision, and then we've got one hand that can bother the ball handler. And so now if we get to this spot, she can go high with that hand and come down, and now really making sure that you can get your hand up to affect it. So a good stance would look like this. She's down in her stance right there, ready to take away the vision at any point in time, and making sure that she's got a really good solid base. So don't start anything on defense until you have a great stance, and that's the coach's tip of the week.
The tip of the week was brought to you by Window World, the preferred window installers of the Big Blue Nation.
For Coach Mitchell, I'm Christy Thomas. We'll see you same time, same place next week.
The Matthew Mitchell Show was presented by Fayette Heating and Air and was brought to you by Central Bank, Commonwealth Credit Union, Kennedy's Wildcat Den, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, and by Kroger.